it has recently turned out that this is not always the case. Even with big groups managed by big companies, netizens still spotted some members that they think are not only mediocre talent-wise, but also scandal attractors, dragging the group's level down several grades. Number 1. V. Once being the most famous and most lovable member of BTS, V has recently become the target of constant criticism because not only his personal life, but his attitude also made headlines for bad reasons. Netizens said that in just 1 year, V has caused BTS's reputation to be affected quite a lot because of his various scandals, from smoking, dating, to attitude. According to them, as one of the top famous members of the very top famous K-pop act, V should know better than anyone else that a small scandal was already enough to put the group into ill situations. Especially as ARMY's a female-dominant fandom, news about the members' relationships was even more detrimental to the group. But still, V let himself be embroiled in the most shocking dating scandals of K-pop 2022, dating Jennie, as a photo of him and Jennie being in a car without any camouflage or masks on was posted on social media. Regarding the recent attitude scandal, many said they realized that he has changed from a very lovable dork and a legit fan attractor with a funny personality and a friendly attitude to an arrogant person trying to be cool and not knowing the limits. He used to be so nice that, when being surrounded by reporters, he still happily shook hands and gave them high fives. When the cameraman interacted with him at year-end award shows, he didn't mind showing his quirky side, and even excitedly danced to the music. But now, he is said to be completely different. When V appeared in public, he no longer smiled and interacted with fans and reporters like before. Instead, people just saw a cold, emotionless face. Some used-to-be fans even mocked him, saying that they only saw a child in the body of a top star clocking in his 30s. As when the gossip about his being in a relationship with the daughter of Paradise Group's chairman, V straight up called those who spread the rumors pathetic, and even said he would shoot needles on the haters' back necks in his dream, so they'd better watch out for him. The criticism aimed at V's attitude reached its peak when fans saw him putting on a poker face and walking straight into the car with hands in his pockets, despite there being tons of ARMYs who came all the way to greet him at the airport. In Asian culture, and especially in a strict society like South Korea, this was the most disrespectful behavior, and that's why many fans just couldn't put up with that even though V is their bias. And they realized he was no longer the person they used to love. Therefore, netizens have even more reason to believe that V is indeed the disgrace of BTS. However, there are also lots of ARMYs who stood up for V, saying had they not complained anything about V as real supporters of BTS over the years, netizens should have shut their mouths, as they were only outsiders looking inside. To explain V, many ARMYs clarified that as there was an influx of crazy fans who violated protocols, he was forced to bypass the press greeting. The angers of reporters that day was also the result of those mindless foreign fans who blocked their view, rather than V ignoring them. So criticizing him for something he didn't do was ridiculous. Regarding the dating scandals, they believe that as a world-class superstar, V is frequently the victim of these kinds of fabrications and rumors intended to bring down his reputation. So the fact that he was so done and had to express his anger on social media was understandable, and anyone would do it if they were in a similar situation. Number 2. Giselle. While people were very much looking forward to Giselle as she was introduced as a member with the shortest training time, who also managed to get cast through the most rigorous audition of SM Entertainment, they soon realized that they had expected too much. Recently, Giselle is frequently called out for being talentless and amateur, since, according to netizens, she couldn't even tick one off the list naming the must-have qualities of an idol. Particularly, there are some posts discussing Giselle's ability, in which people comment that her dance moves are sloppy, her vocal is plain, her visual is way below the par despite many allegedly heavy plastic surgeries, and most importantly, her rapping was unacceptably weak despite her position as aespa's main rapper. The peak of this was when the group had their latest comeback. Giselle got criticized all over the internet for not remembering the choreography of Illusion. She kept making the wrong moves all over again, and at one point, there was even a video titled, "aespa couldn't present a perfect comeback stage due to Giselle's choreography mistakes." In the comments section, there were lots of fans defending Giselle, saying that she was probably too nervous to perform, and the overwhelming successes of Next Level and Savage were putting great pressure on Giselle. However, netizens were quick to shut these defenses down, because in the practice video published by SM Entertainment themselves, Giselle still made noticeable mistakes. As this type of video was self-produced, and thus aespa had multiple chances to re-record their dance, the fact that SM still uploaded such a video implicitly confirmed that they couldn't even help hide Giselle's lacking capabilities. Besides the questionable skills, netizens also believed Giselle was the most problematic factor of aespa, which put the group into ill situations. Specifically, during a short break at aespa's concert in Los Angeles, the members tried out some of the latest TikTok dance challenges, like Jiggle Jiggle, to entertain fans. However, one action of Giselle caught the eye of many, as she added neck movement to the choreography, and according to some, Giselle had deliberately mocked Desi culture. Basically, netizens believe that most of the things she brought to the table till this point were a heap of scandals, and they were annoyed about it. However, there were lots of defending opinions, saying that Giselle didn't deserve to be called a disgrace of aespa. Talent-wise, she has been serving as a legit rapper of the group, and her impressive flow could be seen in Dreams Come True. She was also the only member to speak fluently Japanese, English, and Korean. So were it not for her, aespa could hardly communicate with foreign fans and do interviews in the States. To express anger over people's inexplicably strict attitude towards Giselle, a netizen even took to Reddit, saying that if people are going to call Giselle untalented, they should have the same energy for 50% of K-pop idols. About the cultural appropriation scandal, some found that accusation was so ridiculous because, first, the fact that she did that gesture does not at all mean that she was discriminating against Indian culture. Second, that gesture was also used in practicing yoga, and Indian people never claimed to own it. Number 3. Kang Hye-won. Even before debut, Kang Hye-won was already a contentious persona, as netizens just couldn't believe she could debut thanks to her disaster performance on Produce 48. Basically, Kang Hye-won and her team were said to do extremely badly on the cover of Boombaya, but also since the stage was so bad, people found it funny to put on replay. From then on, netizens called it Hellbaya instead of Boombaya, and kept mocking Kang Hye-won for rocking from the 80th rank to the 13th rank, thanks to the impressive lackings. Of course, this also gave her the title Least Talented Member of IZ*ONE, but what ticked people off more was that she didn't bother to improve either. Many said that they were annoyed at how Kang Hye-won literally ran on the treadmills for 2 years straight, and at one point, they had to collect a pile of videos showing her terrible dancing capabilities, stiff stage presence, and noticeably ill attitude, as she just casually threw trash on the stage as if it was a natural thing to do. Until now, some still questioned why Kang Hye-won could be a piece of IZ*ONE. Still, there were defending opinions, saying that having a pretty face was still a type of talent, and Kang Hye-won was picked for that. Plus, as she already set her goals in becoming an actress rather than an idol, her lacking ability was probably a result of her focusing more on improving her acting. About the trash incident, fans said netizens were blowing things out of proportion, as she just threw away a bag of confetti, which was also the same thing blown all over the stage that day. So, do you think it's reasonable for netizens to consider these idols the disgrace of their group?